Hello everyone. Odisha as a separate state was formed in 1936. Odia speaking people from Bengal Presidency, Madras Presidency and central provinces came together to form a new state called Odisha. Now from 1936 to 2026, Odisha has uh, completed 90 years of its journey, and very soon in 2036 Odisha is going to complete 100 years of its formation. How has Odisha performed as a state, as an economy in last 90 years? Odisha Economic Association took initiative to do a critical evaluation of Odisha's journey in last 90 years and draw a roadmap for the coming years. So whether Odisha has the potential to become a developed state, because government of Odisha has also taken initiative to transform Odisha into a Samruddha Odisha, means prosperous Odisha, by 2036. Similarly, India will be celebrating 100 years of its independence in 2047. So in that context, it is definitely important to have a critical assessment of Odisha's journey from 1936 till present, till date. So Odisha Economic Association took this initiative and it tried to bring together several authors, and after doing a lot of consultation, we finalized basically 24 chapters, and we mobilized 45 authors to contribute to this volume. Now that has led to a book, basically an edited book titled Trajectories of Development Odisha at 100. This book is edited by me and my co-authors, Professor Keshav Das, Professor Deepak Kumar Mishra and Professor Uday Shankar Mishra. And this book has 24 chapters, and as I told, there are 45 authors who have contributed to this a volume of 24 chapters. This book is being published by Taylor and Francis, and so there is an introduction chapter where we talk about Odisha's development trajectory, and then the second chapter is written by Professor Jatendra Kumar Naik, former Professor Department of English, Utkal University, and his co-author Dr. Animesh Mahapatra from Department of English, Delhi University, have contributed a chapter titled The Making of Modern Odisha, a Historical Perspective. Then Professor Keshav Das has written a chapter on Roots of Economic Retrogression in Colonial Odisha. Then myself and my PhD scholar Lakshmikant Goal, we have written a chapter Odisha's Economic Growth Transition amidst Distributional Concerns. Then Professor Bhavani Shankar Naik from School of Business and Law, London Metropolitan University, UK, has written Agenda Towards People's Political Economy of Development in Odisha. Then I have written another chapter with Dr. Jugal Kishore Mahapatra, former Chief Secretary of Odisha and Secretary to Government of India. We have written the chapter on fiscal trajectories of Odisha from subsistence to surplus, and we have done this analysis from 1936 to the present. Professor Uday Shankar Mishra from International Institute of Population Sciences and Dr. Basant Kumar Panda from Population Council have contributed chapter on Demography is Destiny, tracing the demographic transition and its prospects in Odisha. Then Dr. Subhashish Sahu, Professor of Sociology from Central University of Allahabad, Prayagraj, and his co-author Professor Pranay Kumar Swami from Niger, Bhubaneswar, have written a chapter Evolving Social Context of Odisha. Then Professor Deepak Kumar Mishra, Professor Kirti Ranjan Palta Singh, Professor Ashish Kumar Senapati, Professor Amit Kumar Basantra have contributed a chapter on Towards a Sustainable and Equitable Agricultural Development in Odisha. Then Professor Keshav Das, Professor Arvind Kumar Yadav have contributed a chapter Industrialization in Odisha, Potential and Policy Prejudice. Then Professor Jai Prakash Pradhan from Gujarat Central University and Tarif Hussain Prakotias University. They have contributed a chapter on export performance and policy dynamics in Odisha and evolving industrial landscape. And then Professor Deepak Kumar Mishra, Professor Balkrishna Padi, Professor Jajati Kumar Parida have contributed a chapter on employment and migration in Odisha, emerging challenges and opportunities. Then Dr. Pragya Monalisa Sahu, Professor Himanshu Raut have contributed a chapter on poverty in Odisha, past, present and future. Professor Sarit Kumar Raut and his co-authors Pallavi Behera, Priya Amit, Anand Meher and Sridhar M. Kadam have contributed a chapter Health Sector, Healthcare in Odisha, a historical sketch, current challenges and future strategies. Dr. Deepak Kumar Behera and Professor Umakant Das, Director, Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, have contributed a chapter on food security and nutrition in Odisha for achieving SDG 2. Dr. Venkat Narayan Motkuri and Dr. Vibhunandin Das have contributed a chapter on preparing Odisha for knowledge economy. Professor Abhinarayan Patra and Professor Dukhabandhu Sahu from IIT Bhubaneswar have contributed a chapter on development of scheduled tribes in Odisha, status, gaps and prospects. Professor Alok Kumar Mishra from Hyderabad Central University and his co-author Prateek Kumar Singh have contributed a chapter on urbanization in Odisha, challenges, opportunities and policy directions. Dr. Madhumita Das from IIM Bodh Gaya and Professor Mitali Chinar from Utkal University have contributed a chapter on tourism, Odisha's unrealized potential. Then Dr. Madhusmita Das from IIT Bhubaneswar and her co-authors Dr. Saswat Kumar Mishra and Professor Amalendu Jyotishi have contributed a chapter on marginalization, dispossession and natural resource based livelihoods, what eludes Odisha. Dr. Chandrasekhar Bahinapati and Professor Saudamini Das have contributed a chapter on environment, climate change and natural disaster, a case study of Odisha. Professor Deepak Kumar Mishra and his co-author Dr. Dinesh Kumar Naik from NIPP have contributed a chapter on regional disparities and uneven development in Odisha. Then Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sahu and his co-author R. Chandra Maulika have contributed a chapter on role of state and non-state actors in Odisha's development, and the 24th chapter is on conclusion. So you can see that this book is an interdisciplinary attempt to understand Odisha's journey from 1936 till date. The preface of the book is written by Professor Prashant K. Patnaik from University of California, Berkeley, USA.
This is an attempt which has been made by a large number of scholars, bureaucrats, and also those who have been working on development issues on ground in the state for quite some time. So essentially, sort of, it's a compilation of perspectives, analysis, as the state for a long time, as you all know that for a long time, this was not the state known for prosperity or not known for certain progress, economic progress, which other Indian states achieved early on. So this is a kind of taking stock of what really happened to several sectors, economic and related sectors, because there has been some definite discernible changes that have been transition in certain kinds of sectors and subsectors, so which are not extraordinary, or there could be challenges in sustaining those changes in future. But then I think it's very useful to recognize that such change is quite possible, whether through policy or through other non-state sort of interventions. So that is what I think has been largely sort of captured and presented in this volume. So it is so while this is on Odisha, but then I think it will have relevance for other economies which have been sort of undergoing this kind of changes, whether within India or outside. So that is one sort of important fact about this book. We are hoping that this will also be useful for scholars and policymakers, but particularly we are looking forward to engagement by the younger generation who might have a better sort of picture of the changes that might have taken place, and maybe they'll be in a much better position to build a better Odisha in future. Uh, Thank you very much.
When we analyze the development experience of a large country like India, a regional perspective provides fresh and significant insights which are often hidden in the general aggregate description of the development process. This book, Trajectories of Development, Odisha at 100, looks at the development experience of Odisha over decades. We look back at the past, analyze the development trends to learn for a better, equitable, and sustainable future. Despite its long coastline, rich mineral and forest wealth, fertile plains, a number of sectors with traditional advantages, and moreover, its rich and vibrant social and economic history, Odisha as a province remained at the bottom of the development ladder for many past decades. The recent economic growth perspective from Odisha provides scopes for optimism and hope for a better future. But at the same time, there are formidable challenges, new questions, and new ways of managing the development pathway that has come to the forefront in the recent analysis. Questions such as rising inequality, persistent social exclusion, social discrimination of vulnerable groups, newer forms of discrimination, the widening gap between aspirations and achievement, particularly for the youth. Moreover, the overwhelming challenges of uneven development, environmental destruction, and the impacts of climate change deserve to be analyzed carefully to chart a path of development that provides justice and hope for the people of Odisha. We have analyzed the development experience of Odisha through its sectoral specificities as well as in relation to the development that has been happening throughout the world, particularly in the global south. In this theoretically informed and empirically grounded analysis of diverse sectors and questions of development, we try to generate some deeper understanding of what needs to be done for a better future. No doubt, such large questions cannot be adequately answered in a single volume. It is a modest and collective endeavor to engage with contemporary discourse on development. Odisha is at the center of this discussion, but we hope that these contributions will raise further questions, further critical scrutiny of Odisha's recent development experience so that we can build a future that is sustainable, equitable, and democratic. We hope that our collective engagement with the questions of development will have implications for understanding the development process in Odisha and also beyond Odisha. A regional perspective, a regionally grounded perspective, we hope will contribute significantly to our understanding of development process in the contemporary world. I welcome you all to a critical reading of this book.
It gives me immense pleasure and satisfaction to be part of an endeavor to document the 100-year history and perspective of the Orissa state in its pathway to development. In fact, a volume like this, which contains a diverse perspective of development experience in a regional setting, makes an unique story for scholars and practitioners to take note of. In real sense of the term, a volume or a collection of this kind which has all socio-political, economic, evolving scenario of the state over a period of 100 years makes a wealth of information and understanding of development in a regional setting, which fits the title of this volume to be Odisha at 100, the trajectories of development. And I personally feel that a collection of this kind will remain ever a treasure for many scholars currently and in future to understand a development in regional setting on one hand and a discourse of transition from poverty and deprivation to welfare and development. That is the story that this book contains.